What's up, YouTube? Here's a video about my tanks and how the plants are doing. This is my jungle valve, and it's not doing too good. It got knocked over by the catfish. They ate some leaves off of it. Same thing with my Sagittaria, as you can tell. But this one is starting to grow that leaf right there, but still the other ones haven't grown yet. And then I put this plant in the back and they moved it to the front, but it's already growing the leaves really nice, and I'm gonna eventually cultivate that and plant it in the baby fish tank. And then I have that dwarf Sagittaria. You can tell it's been eaten. Catfish have gotten to it, and they eat every day. I don't feed them as much as I used to every day. As you can tell, this guy's not as big, but he's still not too skinny. This guy's been eating the most, as you can tell. Looks very nice. I think this one's the one that wasn't getting picked on by the Jardinier one, so he's the nicest. Or I think that's a female and that's a male from my research. And I do need to change the driftwood setup a little bit. I don't like how these guys get skittish and will hit that side sometimes never this side, because of how I set it up specifically for them to go over it and around to know where the wall is, which works. But this guy just seems to not care. You can see my red devil in the back, and it's doing great. This light's dimmer, it's going out faster. This one's a little bit dimmer than what it was, so it's going out faster than what it should, but it's alright. They're about 8 years old, so lights go out after a while. These are cheap Aquariums, so the Opti Bright, so I don't recommend them for plants. And then this tank is doing good. You can see some nasty brown stuff from waste and stuff. I don't even care about cleaning it. I'll go over the top, but other than that, I don't waste too much time with it because that's beneficial for the plants. And I think this plant had too much light when I had the window open. It's turning brown, so I'm gonna leave the setups how I had it, except add more plants. Maybe add a bigger air pump, because I don't like the aeration on this side. I wish it was more like this side, but they're both the same pumps, same filters. The only difference is one's probably going out, or it needs to be maintained, and the other one's still good, doing good. I got a lot of snails still, but it's less than what I had. The assassin snail is doing its job. I can't find them. I see them every once in a while. They like to bury themselves, so who knows? Maybe we'll find them sometime. You can tell how clear this tank is. It's kind of, the water kind of looks greenish, which I don't mind. But there's another catfish back there. I don't know if I can get back here enough to get a good video, but back there you can probably see more of the fish. I can't stand that I don't have algae growing on the back. I'm hoping I can when I get a new light for this tank. But if you notice in this tank, when I did do the light test, 100% on the Fluval 3.0, the plant setting, and it didn't do no pearling, nothing. Same thing on this tank, no pearling. And then I opened up my window right here, which is direct sunlight to this top tank, and the bottom gets enough. No pearling. Then what I did is I went ahead and put the Fluval 3.0s at every color 100%. No pearling. Then I turned on my lights up here, and those are daylights, and it's super bright, and still no pearling. So I came to the conclusion there's not enough oxygen in this tank to support all this. I gotta clean my plants, because in 3 days of doing the light test, algae bloomed like crazy, like blue-green algae. Look at the front of the tank. It's starting to, right there, especially right there. Kind of see it on the back over here, starting to build up. So yeah, this tank needs less light, more oxygen. And some of my plants, I might have to cut these leaves off and stuff and try to get them to start all over. because I'm not liking it. I'm probably gonna cut this dwarf sage or the dwarf hairgrass down to like probably as long as this one under the brown. Get them all cut down a little bit, see if I can get them to grow. You can see some blue-green algae on that plant at the top. This one has some too. So I might cut these down and then let them float and build up some roots. This one, you can tell some of the leaves got bitten off and eaten. It's gonna be growing pretty good. It was floating for a little bit and I put it back in the ground, trying to get it in the right spots where they don't bother it. But I'm probably gonna change it up a little bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this Amazon sword. I'm probably gonna put it right here, like right in front of that piece of wood. Get out of my way. Thank you. And it would be good right there. It'll create some barrier. And I notice you can kind of tell his teeth. Look at those teeth right there. This guy's a beast. He's been fighting for dominance with this guy and with that guy, but we'll see. I don't think the Texas Cichlid will outpower the Red Devil, but those teeth just tell me it's scary. It probably would. And that's my red tiger moda. Looking pretty nice. It's a lot smaller than the breeder, but it works. And my wolf cichlid is doing good. Trying to fight dominance with the red tiger moda. He's getting pretty stout. He's grown probably like 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch. But in this tank, I did the same thing, 100% lights, and look at the algae growth. That is crazy. 3 days. It had none on this wood. This wood had it back there, but not that much. But now look at the front. Even that plant has algae growing on it. So I'm gonna have to start cutting leaves off and letting it grow back. The glass is filthy. 3 days and it got this bad. You can tell, I don't know about the angle, but you can tell it's starting to grow some brown diatoms down here especially. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. That algae on the wood is not a problem. I like it. It's more natural. But we'll see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change things up a little bit. Little by little, hopefully it helps. I don't know what other plants I'm gonna buy. These are some red point, Honduran red point convicts. That one's, there it is. Look at those nice colors. But this one's doing good. Only got one fire mouse cichlid. I think that's a female, but I can't tell. It could be a male because of long fins. But my jaguar just likes attention. I'm starting to think that's a female jag because I had a female years ago. It's hungry. It wants me to feed him. But one thing I notice is on all fish, they're gonna eat whatever they want, whenever they want. But if you give them a choice of foods, they're gonna choose the one that they like better. Which isn't bad. As you can tell, I think the tank looks good other than the front glass being dirty and the side glass, but other than the algae and everything, the tank looks natural, fish look great. It's not bad. But as we can tell on the breeder, I'm starting to get algae on the side glass, which I want. I wish it was on the back. I do have a baby fish right there, chilling, probably eating microfauna and whatever else is growing on there. They are doing pretty good. I try to fix these bulkhead holes with this, and now that seal is coming loose, but it's still sealed, but I just don't like how it's like that. I might have to drain it after a while, or after I set up the other tank and refix it, but I'll see what I'll do. It's not leaking there. I'm getting some humidity leaks because my lid is actually not in the groove, it's on the outside. So with this little gap, has a little gap right there. If you can tell, it's wet right here. So when he kind of pops the bubbles, it causes the water to splash out, which is the same thing happens over here. There's a crack You can see that little space. This is wood on the top. So it goes through here and it comes out through here. So it's not a big deal. I just leave the water like this now. So the water's not gonna be topped off any higher. But some of these guys are getting big. And there is one that I know is a male because it's the biggest one. I don't know where he is. It's hard to find whenever there's so many babies. And we'll find him. But he's in here somewhere. There's a lot of them. I put some of the, I think that's one of them. But I put the Sagittaria right there. And then there's another one right beside it. That one's growing. It has a stem coming out from this other one. So I just put them like that. They're doing better in this tank. So I like that. And everything's so far looking good. I think I found a male. I can't get him on camera. It's hard to do. That big guy right there. And that guy up there. Those should be males. They're pretty big. There is a bigger one, but he's probably in the very back hiding or inside that pot. Because there is one in there, but I can't tell. These fish are doing great. I probably don't have as much as I started with, but I think I'm gonna move these guys today to the other tank. But I'm still debating. I don't want to throw that other tank out of whack, but we'll see. I don't want to scoop them up and have babies in the net and then smashing them and stuff, so I'll probably figure it out. You can see how nice his colors are. Her colors are nice too. This whole setup I like. I'm gonna hopefully make it better soon. But you can see all the snails in this big 250 gallon. You can see it all the way across. Look at that. It's crystal clear. Some tannins from the driftwoods and stuff, but other than that, this tank is great. I built these cannons. I took off the overflows and it goes to my canisters, so it works great. So this tank's gonna be set up better soon. We'll see how it goes. I want to get some fluorite black sand, so it's gonna be like this. Well, probably more like this tank when it's mixed with the pull filter sand, which it was all black until they dug and pull filter sand went on the top. But this week I'm gonna do a water change. I'm gonna clean it. Right now it's Friday, so Saturday or Sunday I'm gonna do it and gonna clean the tanks and rearrange some stuff. But for now, we'll see how those plants grow back there, if they do better or not. You can tell they're reaching up. They're gonna start doing good. You can tell my sand is pretty deep right here. It's at least 2 inches deep right here. And then it goes down, and then catfish swimming around cause all that to get disturbed. But I'm thinking I'm gonna keep this side glass on both sides where the driftwood is and create a barrier that's probably 2 inches higher, about here, and all the rest sand, all the way to here. That way the middle has all these dwarf Sagittaria growing and Amazon sword on each side, and then jungle violet for the middle. Hopefully it works out well. But I think I'm going to do the Dr. Novak setup instead of Father Fish with the plenum. It'll probably work better on this tank because of the fish I have. But I still haven't decided how I'm going to do a plenum on this. Or I just might just deep substrate and hope for the best. But we'll see how it goes. I guess until next time, I'll post a new video on Sunday after my water change. And we'll go from there. Thanks everybody. Like and subscribe, and catch y'all next time. Peace.